The most important question right now in generative music isn't the tools. It's actually about the relationship with you as the musician and AI. On one side, we have the tools like Suno that allow generative artists to write a prompt and get a complete output of music that often sounds pretty amazing. But you're one prompt away from being replaced, right? Because Spotify already has playlists that just really eliminate the person doing the prompting. They can just create those themselves. And also, to be honest, the least interesting thing about prompt music is the prompter, right? It's really the training data, all the real musicians that created that music, and then finally the engineering that goes into that to make that possible. It's pretty amazing. So for generative artists, I would say you're one prompt away from being replaced. So I would suggest using AI or learning how AI works to create your own tools. And on the other camp, you have musicians who are completely avoiding using AI, which I totally understand. And the problem there is that you're missing out on an amazing tool. So don't use it to make your music, use it for everything else. And so that's why this is kind of a paradox. And by that I mean you can use AI for all the mundane stuff and then create the music yourself. What that will do is it'll give you more time for music. And there's a quote going around that summarizes it, and I'm just going to paraphrase. It basically says that I want AI to do my dishes and chores so I can do writing and art, not the other way around. And that's exactly what's powerful about AI. You don't have to use it to make music. You can use it to do self-promotion, to help you book tours, maybe help you program so that you can build a website or your own self-publishing platform. So you're missing out on a lot of stuff there. So here's the paradox. Use AI all the time, but don't use it to make music. So for the generative AI camp, learn how to use AI to create your own tools. And for the musicians that don't want to use AI for everything but playing music. And that's really the path forward. And that's also why I created Barrios AI. So Barrios AI is a way for me to combine my two different worlds. So on one side, I teach data science, AI, and ML engineering professionally. And on the other side, I've been a professional jazz musician and composer for decades. And that combination puts me in a really unique spot. And that's why I created books and a certification program so that I can help the music community navigate the generative AI paradox. Let me show you how this works. So these 4 books really give you everything that you need to understand AI, how to talk to AI, how to program and create your own tools, and finally, how to use AI agents to help you with things from composition, learning different software and DAWs, all the way to booking your tours for you. This will free you up to be able to create better music, and also it'll free you up in ways that it can create tools and help you make awesome music, not just using a prompt. Really, that is a very temporary thing. So that's my warning to Gen AI musicians, that take advantage of this time that you have before it becomes ubiquitous and everyone can just click a button and then listen to whatever they want to listen to. Original music is going to make a strong comeback because of generative AI. So this is a unique opportunity. So let me take you through each one of these books. Artificial intelligence for musicians starts from the beginning of math and music. So music has a history with math, and it really comes from the motion of planets, so cosmology. That's where the chords that we use today comes from. And it's a really interesting history, and we explore that using Python. So you learn how to program. It's very basic programming and I make it very accessible. And we can use AI to help us understand how that works. But the key here is that you're going to learn exactly how AI works, how AI sees, how it listens, how it creates music, how it reads and writes, and you're going to get a really good understanding of training data and how generative AI really works. And that's the most important part. And if you see down here, it says foundations, and that's the foundation of AI. Then we go to prompt engineering, and it says literacy. And that's because when you talk to generative AI models or any large language model like ChatGPT or Claude, what you're doing is programming in English. So talking to them like a human is really going to give you mediocre results. So if you want to get the most out of prompt music, well, prompt engineering is a superpower there. But it's also how you program in plain language. So that book covers all of that. Once you have that, you can start to apply all of the skills that you've learned in the two books with agency and vibe coding. That means you can start to leverage these AI agents to build tools and software and websites and self-promotion and you name it. It can help you build these. But the secret here is that vibe coding can actually go south pretty quickly. And you've probably seen posts about people creating software. There's a lot of dangers inherent in that. And I navigate through that. That's what I do professionally. We talk about governance and security and all of that stuff. And I put that into this book. And then finally, you get to augmented intelligence for musicians. And at the bottom here, it says architect, because that's where you start to create architectural solutions, meaning you can build an AI agent to help you understand music, to understand software, to book your tours, whatever you want. And that's why we created the certification, because I will help validate that you've done it the right way. And then you can get a certificate and you can prove that you know it. So if we take a look at the certification, all it is basically a certificate to become a certified AI musician. So I do certification. I'm a trainer for data science, AI, and machine learning, but now I'm applying that to AI musicianship. So once you go through all four of the books, then I will validate the final project. But the certification is really about me helping you build the tool that you're going to use to build amazing music. And that's really the world that I want to live in. I want to hear awesome music. I don't want it to become music that becomes average. And that's what happens when you use tools like Suno. It tends to go to the very mean, to the average, because that's how these models work. So when you go to artificial intelligence for musicians, you'll understand why that happens. And if you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website, jonathanbarrios.com, and here's where I write blog posts about music and AI. And if you want to check out my proof of concept, this is CosmoHarmonics, and this is where I self-publish my music and I protect the music using data poisoning and watermarking techniques. And I will also make books on how to do this yourself. But more importantly, if you read through this, you'll see that AI doesn't do any of the music making here. I just use it as a tool to take planetary data and turn that into chord structures, right? So that's the history of where music originated with music and math. And I use JPL data, Jet Propulsion Laboratory data, to capture the ephemeris data, meaning the movements of the planets, to create chord structures. And if you go down to the bottom here, you can try ChordTime and listen to the sound of the universe, because every moment in time has a unique harmonic signature. So let's take a listen. All right, it's super dissonant because this is a microtonal cosmic chord. And this is what I like to use as a data structure to build compositions. And so this record is coming out soon. It's going to be digital and vinyl. So these are all the websites that I have, and I'm trying to contribute to the music community to solve a problem of navigating the paradox using AI all the time, but not using AI to actually make music. On that note, I'll see you in the first video, so check us out on X and YouTube and social media.